Hi, I am today going to start prepping this and hopefully painting too. We'll see how much I can get done. It's beautiful, but it's also kind of boring. I am going to be painting the black parts that have these gorgeous designs in them, but you can't really see them because it's just monotone. And not even monotone, it's literally just one hue as well. It's just the same exact shade of black throughout. So I'm gonna paint it. But first I am cleaning it. It's pretty dirty. I already dusted it some, but I have a lot more dusting to do. And I also am moving some stuff, which I have to move anyway, which is part of why I'm doing this right now. My cabinets that are broken in my house are being replaced in a couple days, 3 days. And so I need to clear this area, and I especially need to move this. This trunk has the remains of my horse. In case you were ever wondering how much a cremated 16-1 hand horse weighs, it's about 50 pounds. And like, look at the size. So, gotta figure out where I'm moving Mickey to temporarily. Might just be right here. There's a little hallway. My stepmom got me these. It's a little set that I haven't yet painted to look exactly like us, but I'm gonna paint it to look like Mickey and me. And I have my little Mickey journal as well, where I write to him. Now, how do I want to do this? And I don't know how this is going to go with this one assisting, but we're going to try. What's that? Ooh, some sparkly. Got this as a hand-me-down from someone, and I'm not sure who, but I think it's really beautiful. It's just not quite me because I like a lot of color. And this does not have a lot of color at all. So I am gonna paint it. I don't quite have all the stuff I need to paint it. Also, I need to do some repairing on it. It's gotta be restored a little bit. It's not in the best condition. I have not been sleeping well. I have terrible insomnia and I've not been sleeping well at all. And so I'm not gonna drive today, but I wanna do something creative and fun. So I'm doing this, and I'm just using what I have on hand, and hopefully I have everything that I need. Oof, this is gonna be hard to dust. I'm going to need to use some cotton swabs, I believe. It needs some work. There's supposed to be these little wooden dowels holding it together. 2 of them have broken off, there and there, so I have to drill them out. They're not stuck in there. Okay, so I have to drill them out of the top piece and replace them with new dowels and probably glue them in. That seems safest. I'm not doing that part today because I don't have everything I need for it. But that's okay, we're getting started. We've got some cotton swabs because there's so much detail in here that I can't get it with a dust cloth or with whatever you call this guy. So, gotta use little cottony swabs. It's gonna take forever. Is that a horrible sound? Or is that a good sound? I'm actually really surprised because Macaroni normally panics like hardcore about storms, but he has settled pretty nicely, which is quite surprising because he's a big baby. Okay, I might have cut this like a little too small, but I didn't want it to be all over the place massive. And also, like, I don't think it's gonna be a problem. There's a lot of dirt in here. So I'm going to use this stuff. It seems you can use it on wood, so I'm gonna go for it. Also, I figure like what's the worst that can happen? I'm gonna mess up the paint. I'm redoing the paint, that's the whole point. Oh, my sweet boy. I love you. Hi. You're so nice. You're so nice. Except when you aren't. Lupin, you are such a help, my sweet boy. I love you. Can I clean this? Hi. Hi, Louie. May I please? Oh. Oh. I got kisses. Let me see how much water to concentrate. I'm going to do just like a splash and some water. Found a toothbrush. I think that'll work. I love doing this type of thing. It's just so satisfying. I've actually never noticed what the imagery is on it before, but it's musical instruments. Wow, look at all this dirt. Ugh. Horrible feeling. Ugh. I'm not doing this guy yet because it's going to be hard to paint just chilling on the ground. So I'm going to wait until I have drilled the holes and put the dowels in so that I can have it stable, because otherwise I'm going to try painting and it's just going to wobble all over the place. And I don't want that. We're going to sand a little bit off here. And you know what? I don't know what kind of paint this is. It is very old. So I think I'm going to, just to be extra super safe, I'm gonna get my respirator. Okay. Got my respirator, which is hard to wear with glasses, and also you're like so not gonna be able to hear me well, but safety first. And air purifier as well. I hate sanding things. It is sensory hell. This might be a bigger grit than I want, actually. But this seems like it might be too small. No, that's fine. No. This guy. It still feels way too smooth. But this looks like way too rough. I also can try my leather Deglosser, which would take so much less time. I don't know how far it'll go, but it's what I have, So I'm gonna try doing just a little bit of it. And this stuff I'm being real careful with because it would like ruin my floors and stuff. It's got acetone and ethyl alcohol. So gotta keep that off the floors. Let's try a spot where I didn't sand and just see what happens. Oh, whoa! Well, that is so much faster. Can you see that difference? Well, I'm definitely gonna need to buy some Deglosser for paint. It's a good thing I put down the drop cloth because I totally just spilled this stuff. I think sanding will make the paint grip better. I think deglazing was a good start. Macaroni and I had a successful outing to Lowe's tonight where we got, baby, I'm trying to show the camera. I'm trying to show the camera stuff, sweetie. Go on, go outside. Thank you. Well, Macaroni and I had a successful outing to Lowe's and got a paint and varnish stripper. I'm curious to see how good it is, but I'm optimistic about it and I think it's gonna make my life easier. I was not planning on doing like a, here's my haul, but here we are. Sanding sponges, which will be so much easier than trying to sand with itty bitty little pieces. You can get into the little areas, you know? I got primer so that I can paint that white. And I have mixed feelings about doing that. I don't know if I'm going to paint the whole thing white or if I'm going to try to leave black as the background, which I might do. A top coat sealant thingy, a silly little brush. I honestly went with this one because the ones with the wooden handles felt horrible in my hand. Like, I could not tolerate that wood feeling. It was awful. And then the ones with the plastic handles were so cheapo and just did not seem like they would be good. This is actually pretty comfortable and it's like a silicone grip and I can tolerate that. I got silicone for all the areas in my house that I need to use silicone on. Little caps for caulk because previously I tried just using like, I think I used like saran wrap and it did not work well. A brush for woodworking, etc. Wood glue. These are for wiping off solvents or paint thinners. So I'll spray on this stuff and then wipe off with that. And then I got my dowel, which it's like in between sizes. I didn't want to have to sand down a larger one. So I'm going with this and hopefully it works. And if it doesn't, it was really cheap, so it's not the end of the world. And I'm sure there will be another thing I use it for. And then I'm very excited about this. I got my own drill. Initially I was like, oh, I'll just borrow one. But they're on sale right now and like a really good sale. And I decided that it was worth it to me to spend the money and get one. And I was so excited when I opened the box also because on the front of the box, all it said was battery and charger included. That was it. It didn't say that there's a bag, and it didn't say that there's a handle, which I have like locked up for storage right now. But it's been a while since I've used a normal drill, and this feels like a toy to me because my frame of reference is this, which my mom got for landscaping. And you use it with augers, and so that's what I kept picturing in my mind as a drill, but also knew I did not want this for anything small, because if I tried to use this, it would just destroy stuff. And look at the size difference. It's so funny. This looks like a toy. I have to read instructions now and see how much time I need to give myself to do things. I'm going to have to either finish it tomorrow, or I'm going to have to move it before it's complete so that the cabinets can come in and out for the cabinets that are being replaced. All right, I did a little bit with this stuff last night, and it actually worked really well. I'm kind of surprised, but very pleasantly surprised. There's still a lot I need to strip off of it though. I want to take the door off, but I don't know how to do that with the way it's assembled. So, oh, and this down here I should do. There's so much detail, so I think it might just end up being the door for this video. Maybe I will do the entire front, but it might just be the door. Also, I don't know what I'm doing for a little doorknob, because currently I'm opening and closing like that, which is rather silly. I'm going to just do more of this, which kind of scares me a bit. Like, afraid it's going to splatter. Oh, I have it turned off. Okay. This is why you use a drop cloth. Okay. Yeah, it does kind of splash back a bit, I've discovered. I need something to kind of rub it into it. I have my toothbrush that I cleaned. This is the same one. This is the same one that I used for cleaning it off. I don't know if it's okay that it's wet, because I just cleaned it. I maybe should have read the instructions. Also, I should probably just strip the entire door. That probably would make the most sense, honestly. But I didn't clean the entire door, so I'm going to have to do that. Shoot. Also, I don't know if I want to strip the entire door. Maybe I should just tape. I mean, I've kind of messed up by allowing this to drip down. So I might need to strip the whole thing. That's probably easiest anyway, because then it'll be like consistent. Ooh, but look at that, it really stripped it off when it dripped, so I do need to just strip this entire thing, I think. I know the best way to do this would be to remove the door, but I don't know how to do that without cutting off. There's a piece in here I'm not opening this though, I have so much stuff in it. There's a piece in there that is glued on. I could like very carefully saw it off, I guess. But I think that's the only way to get this off of there. Also, this says shake well. Guess who has not been doing that? Me. This also says I should be using chemical resistant gloves. Oops. I mean, I'll just be very careful. I'm a bad example, I'm sorry. Oop. Oh shit, this just splashed onto my floor. Shoot. All right, I'm doing this a bit more proper and covering my floor all the way. And do this a different way than it says. I'm gonna try this because it's less of a mess. Don't know if it's gonna work, but it is far less messy, so we're doing it, and we're just gonna hope for the best. I don't know that this is gonna work well. I kinda don't think so. I wonder if I would have been better off just painting a primer on and hoping for the best. Pardon the noise. I have my air purifier right here and respirator on because at this point I am scraping off paint. We'll see how it works with this. This is actually for wood glue, but it occurred to me that it would probably work really well for this, and it does, and this saves me from having to buy another tool. The challenge, again, is those areas. I figure it's a start, and then I can sand it to get more off. And I think for that, I'll actually go outside. I wonder if the door will come off. Can I get this with it lying down? Maybe not. Maybe I have to do it this way. There we go. There's the door. And flip back up. See, that looks like it's screwed in somehow, but I can't get to it. So I'm wondering if I unscrew these on either end. I already started this one. Maybe then I'll be able to get to it. Let's see, do you do anything? Yes! Awesome. I don't want to spray this all over the earth. Oh shoot, I should have removed that too. Itty bitty baby. Hi, Pablo. What's up? Oh, there's a bird's nest upside down right next to you. Pablo! How hilarious that I thought, oh, I'll just do this part and not anything else, as if I don't know myself. I don't know why I thought that I would not, in fact, be like myself. I know why. It's because I didn't have the right equipment and I had really bad insomnia and I couldn't drive to the store. Let's see if this works. It's a repair thing, but it has a scraper, so we're gonna try it. Yes. Yes, there we go. Look at that. Look at the peeled paint. I feel like ASMR Rebecca with that yellow thing. I think I'm getting to the point soon where I let it dry and then I sand it and then I make sure it's really, really dry and then I prime it. Macaroni's very happy to be allowed outside. He was so sad to be stuck away from me, but I didn't want him out here while I was working with stuff that he shouldn't be around, you know? Here's what I don't know, okay? So you're supposed to like get everything smooth before you paint it. How do you do that when it has all these details? I let Macaroni out earlier and he spent quite a while eating horse shit. And then when he finally came back over here and I asked him, anyway, when I called Macaroni in, he came over and he lied like right between all of the stuff I'm working on here, and he was just like, nope. I think he was worried that I would make him stay inside again away from me. Do I want to keep this black? Or to prime the entire thing? I think I'm going to prime the entire thing because I think that will be easier. Although, no matter what, it's going to be a huge pain because of all the detail. Oh, why did I do this? It's going to look really good, though. I'm very excited about it. It's just going to take forever, but it's going to look good. Well, we're going to... Look at him. Look at him. He's so cute. We're going to call it for the night. I'm going to let the stripper just soak in a little bit more. And then I'm going to call it hi. Because I have done it like 4 times. And I think that's as good as it's going to get. All right, I was like, oh yay, I'm just about done. And then I looked at the back. I didn't think about how it would have dripped onto the back. Yeah. Oops. I think at this point I will lose my mind if I try and get every little bit of varnish. I just don't think it's going to happen. Because look at this. Look at all that shiny varnish still on here. I did so many passes through with stripping it. Like, I did that so many times. I think I did like 3 or 4 layers. We're gonna say it's good enough on this part at least. And then the back, I'm just going to scrape the edges and I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I need to be finished with this. See if any of it even comes off, because I am losing my mind. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just scrape off the stuff here, and then I'm going to just leave the inside of the door to do later, because I need a break from it. And then I think I'm going to just move on to the fun stuff and just do a little bit of that, because I am way too impatient. Yeah, I'm okay with this. It's looking beautiful. I'm happy with it. There's still so much that has not come off of it though, and that is driving me a little bonkers. But I'm just gonna scrape off just like right around this and then tape it. And then I'll do the rest another day because I need a break. And again, I'm using the wrong tool, but it is the tool that's working. So in that regard, it's the right tool. I've sanded, I've used the spray, and it just, some areas, it's just not coming off. So I'm doing this. I was really hoping that I'd be able to start painting it this week, but that was far too optimistic of me. Okay, I feel like that's good enough, probably. That's such a satisfying sound. Yay! All right, how do I get this clean? I really feel like some sticky tack stuff would be the way to go, but I don't have any. I could try a new toothbrush and brush it up. Oh, but I definitely have a live detail work I need to do here. We're gonna see if it works for this. And the answer, it would appear, is no, it does not work for this. I know what else I have that might work better though. Oh my gosh, look how satisfying this is. I think that is probably about as good as it's going to get for tonight. Okay, so I'm going to call it for the night, and by that I also mean just like for this video. And I am going to do some more detail cleaning on this, and I'll catch you in the next one. Will it be about this thing? Will it be about the pond? Will it be something related to my house? I don't know, but I'll have fun with it. Okay, bye. My neck hurts so much from hunching over, but it's okay.